We'll start off with a review of our previous accounting and then turn the page to our final accounting from the January 7th auction. You can see here in green I've updated two numbers. The first is the dress form. I did sell that successfully on Craigslist for $50 with a cost of $11.30. That left me a profit of $38.70. Additionally, you'll see the Kuzan spoons. I've updated the sold for amount on that. Replacements.com got back to me and saw the amount, or saw the condition of everything, and decided to pay me $5 per spoon for the entire collection. So that's 36 spoons, $180, minus the $2.26 for the cost, plus $13.65 for shipping, leaves a total of $164.09 profit. So the sales minus the cost was a net of $304.38. Add that to the starting budget of $100, that leaves me $404.38 to go shopping. Which brings me to the auction that I intend to attend this evening. Today is January 29th, and you can see here there's an auction starting at 5:30 in Worcester, Massachusetts. And if you scroll through the first two images, you'll see an extensive list. If you wanted to read through them in more detail, feel free to hit the pause button. You'll note that there's an awful lot of World War II Nazi memorabilia. I've never dealt in any Nazi memorabilia myself. It's something that can be controversial in the antiques world, and I don't know enough about it, and to be perfectly frank, I'm not interested in dealing in Nazi-related collectibles. But there are plenty of things to be had at this auction not related to World War II. First off is this Hans Wegner designed magazine table. It's being advertised as a coffee table, but it was when it was first made, it was made as a magazine table, and this was made in Denmark, and designed by Hans Wegner, who is a very popular designer, and I suspect I would be willing to spend $75, maybe as much as $100 on this table. The next thing you'll see is a large collection of comic books. These comics are purported to be Silver Age, although I suspect there are a couple that are even earlier than that. There's no major characters or superheroes in these, at least from what I can see on the surface here. I'll need to go through these in more detail and make a qualitative judgment as to the condition, and see if there are any rare issues in there. So I'll be making a determination about what I'm willing to budget for this purchase when I get to the auction preview. This is a set of 6 coin silver teaspoons. There are actually 2 different sets of 6, both made by Massachusetts local silversmiths. They're not highly collected silversmiths, but I suspect I'm willing to spend $20 or $25 for the set of 6. Again, these are coin silver. They're not sterling silver. Sterling is 92.5% pure silver, whereas coin silver is only 90% pure silver, and so they're both alloys. I've also done well in the past buying and selling straight razors. Now the razor in the upper right and in the lower left, those are both Dunham duplexes, and those are a straight razor style, but they actually have a safety razor blade, and those don't tend to sell for a whole heck of a lot, even though they have nice looking cases with them. But the other three straight razors, I am sort of interested. You can see one has some writing on the handle, and I want to see if there's any etchings on any of the blades. Probably not going to spend a whole lot of money on these, maybe as much as $20. That brings us to a set of four brass padlocks. The one in the lower right is a Corbin, which isn't worth a whole heck of a lot, but the other three may have markings that indicate that they are related to a railroad. And so I want to have a look at those. Just as a set of padlocks, I might spend $10 or $15, maybe as much as $20. If there's any railroad relation to them, probably tack on another $10 or $15 to my budget. The next series of photographs is from the interior of this scrapbook. It's a World War II vintage scrapbook from a doctor who graduated from Tufts University apparently in about 1938, and was in the military. I can't tell from the photographs if he actually served overseas or not, but he did some traveling in California certainly. The first picture is of him with a couple of ladies who are unidentified, but you'll see that there's a series of some autographs that were collected. One thing that I really like about this scrapbook is that things are extensively captioned, and the more information in a scrapbook, the better. You can see here there's also a pair of cards where he visited the United States Senate and the House of Representatives. The lower left-hand card is signed by Henry Cabot Lodge. The next two photographs are of a Parker pen and pen stand. I'm mostly interested in these because they are in new in the box condition. If they sell for much more than, say, $15 or $20, I would be surprised. I don't think it's a particularly valuable model, but it is in new condition. The next two items are a pair of tobacco jars or humidors, and they are an earthenware style pottery with a glaze that's referred to as Majolica. This first one here has the pipe form lid, and then the next one after that is the frog smoking a pipe. The pipe form lid I might be willing to spend as much as $20 or $25. The frog probably a bit more, maybe as much as $40 or $50. One nice piece of World War II memorabilia that I am interested in at the auction is what's referred to as trench art, and that's merely artwork that is made from war waste, and in this case some bullets and shell casings to make this P-38 model. What's especially interesting about this is the terraced style base, which I haven't seen terribly often, and the base is actually inscribed to commemorate a specific unit that served in World War II. Those are the sorts of things that can help the resale value of this piece. I'm probably willing to spend $60 or maybe $75 for this. Then we have a glass tea canister. I need to check the condition on this, but this was made by the McKee Glass Company and is in a type of glass that's referred to as jadeite, which is a translucent green glass. And This canister is fairly desirable actually, and I'd probably be willing to spend $100 or $125 on this. Then you'll see a series of miniature talcum powder tins. And you can tell they're miniature because they put that dollar bill in for scale. That's why you'll see a dollar bill in a lot of these photographs, just to show the size of the items. I did some research on talcum powder tins, and it turns out that these miniature tins actually do have some strong value, generally between $10 and $30 a piece, with some tins that are worth even over $100. I saw a couple of tins that sold for $300 and $400. So my budget on these will probably be pretty modest, maybe about $5 a tin. On the outside, I might spend $100 on the lot. And then the last item is you'll see this Victorian gold-handled cane. Now the handle is gold-plated, or as they advertised it, gold-filled, and it has a nice inscription in the cartouche. It says, "A birthday present to James Fursey," or maybe that's Percy, by his Worcester friends. And my research shows that these styles of canes in good condition, which this seems to be in good condition, tend to sell for probably between $200 to $275, which will leave my budget on this at about $100, maybe as much as $125. Tonight's auction has a 15% buyer's premium, so I need to be sure to factor that into my purchases.